What's up, everybody? Busta Boy here, and it's another part of Gauntlet, episode 6, if I'm not mistaken. So here we go. We are on the Silver Catacombs, and hopefully we do not die again. Of course, with me, as usual, Codemo66. If you're in the playlist, I will add the link to his link to his YouTube in the description of the playlist that this is located. I will do that as soon as I get my computer back, because I don't have my computer right now at the moment. I will let you guys know when that is or how that goes and shit like that. Got that? Alright. I was not leaving that. Oh shit. Alright, so yeah, it's gonna be... I do apologize for the echo. I forgot to put the sound to come through my headset again. I'm sorry about that, guys. So it may echo, it may not. And I forgot to turn off my notifications again, which is beginning to be a pretty bad habit. I don't like that habit. Oh, great. Cool. Let's do that. Alright, so that was a great start. Oh boy. Sorry, Death, but you're not touching me, my kind sir. Nice. Alright, so this is a little bit of a bonus level, so we can get more gold and stuff. Hopefully he doesn't kill it this time. Yes, he does not. Alright, so seeing how it's not letting us communicate through TeamSpeak, it's a little bit confusing on how these episodes go out, because he doesn't know when I'm stopping. I'm just pretty much stopping whenever I feel is fit, pretty much. We're gonna do all the silver all the silver doors in this episode, and we're probably gonna do a couple of extra ones too. Yeah, we're gonna do all the silver ones this episode for sure. Let's see which one. Oh well, damn. Alright, I didn't really need that. Okay. Oh, great. Alright. Yeah, I die a lot in this game, so... Oh, let's just get spawn death. That's great. Now he's there by himself. Nice. That's always nice. To be honest, I don't know what to talk about this episode. I usually try to find something to talk about every time I start an episode. But there isn't really much to talk about now. I mean, to be honest, nothing's really going on. You know, I have nothing going on right now. I'm sure I'll find something as this episode progresses. I'm sure I will. I'll make a conversation or something. I don't know. But yeah, in case you didn't know, I'm probably not that good at this game. Just in case you didn't know. Probably figured that out. I'm actually pretty bad at this game. Especially on normal. And I'm back. Alright, let's kick his ass. Just like that. Alright, we're out of here. We're gonna go this way. Boom. I ain't afraid of no death. Speaking of all that, what are your guys' thoughts? I'm pretty sure you guys don't really like the Ghostbusters thing. I got asked a question about the Ghostbusters trailer, and to be honest, I don't think the movie is going to be that bad. I just think how they're presenting it to everybody, it's just making it look really bad. It looks like total fucking shit. The movie does. It really looks like shit. But am I willing to give it a chance? Probably not, because I'm not really a theater guy anyway, for starters. Two, this whole sexism thing, that's the number one thing that people always go for. And it's another excuse, again. They need someone to, people need someone to blame. So they're going to blame sexism because it's easy. It's a quick way. It's a quick way to hide the problem. It's a quick way to mask the problem. Why can't the movie just not be good? Can it just not be good for once? Like, I don't think the movie's gonna be that good. And I know a lot of people are probably gonna be like, oh, is it because there's women in it? You know damn well that's not true. It's like saying this, oh, black people can't star in movies because, well, they're black. That's kind of a really childish way of going about it. That's like saying, oh, you can't count because you haven't learned yet. That's really childish. It's like, oh, you're not allowed to count because, well, you haven't read anything or something like that. I had a point in all this, but the point is, just because you don't like something doesn't mean, and just because you do and you want to support something, doesn't mean that you're going, that it doesn't mean that necessarily they're sexist or whatever. Because when you go to that theater, you're going to find out you just made a total ass of yourself for no reason. And I found that out about a lot of things. Assumptions always, the first letter of assumption is, the first three letters of assumption is ASS for a reason. Because you'll make it out of yourself each and every single time. That's a common fact. I've made an ass of myself many times. I've made an ass of myself a lot. I ain't gonna lie. But, I mean, it's not gonna be, but the bottom line is, it's not gonna be that good, I don't think. First of all, the actors in it aren't very talented. Yeah, we got someone there from Mike and Molly, but that's about it. That's all she's really known for is Mike and Molly. Mike and Molly, honestly, to tell you the truth, was really fucking hilarious. I enjoyed it. For a TV show, it wasn't bad for a TV show. But that's it. Just because you have one successful TV show does not mean you could go and make a movie. But, I mean, an example, Michael Jordan, for instance. Greatest basketball player of all time, but is shit at baseball. Fucking trash at baseball. It is what it is, you know what I mean? Now, so I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but you know what? That's just my opinion. If you can't accept that, then sorry, but that's how I feel. And I just think that just because you don't like something doesn't make you racist or sexist, or you don't like someone doesn't make you a racist, or just you don't like that person. You know what I mean? It's just you don't like someone, or you don't like something. It's personal preference, you know what I mean? That doesn't make you racist or sexist or anything like that. And that's pretty much about it, though there is to talk about. I mean, can't really talk about anything else, to be honest. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. I'm just really... Alright, you know what? Quick rant. I'm sorry. I had the tendency of dragging things on far too long. But I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave it at this. I'm really tired of everyone going to the race card or the sexism card. It's really annoying. It's immature, but more annoying than immature. It's very annoying. And it makes it hard for decent people who aren't like that, you know? I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for coughing up in here, but I might be getting sick or whatnot. I don't know. I think I am, which really sucks. But yeah, like I was saying, it's very, very immature, and it makes it hard for people who aren't like that, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, I'm scared to say anything because he might say I'm a racist. I'm just telling you what. If you don't fucking like me, just say you don't like me. I'm not gonna be one of those people that say, oh, you're racist because you don't like me. No, maybe I just piss you off at the very sight of me. You know, be honest with me. I'm not scared, you know. I'm an honest guy. Like, hey, if you don't like me, just say it. You don't like me. No need to sugarcoat it. No need to do anything like that. Just say, hey, you don't like me. And I'll be cool with that, you know what I mean? I'll be okay with that, because I would much rather be mad at someone for being honest with me than for them to bullshit me. You know what I mean? I don't know about you, but that's just how I feel. Man, that's pretty much, that's the thoughts for me. So, that's how I roll. Oh shit, did I die? Yes, I did. That sucks. This little zombie bitch killed me. Why is a ghost flying around, like, not even going after anything? It's like, wow, stupid ghost. So that's this game in a nutshell. So now we're on to the next one. The catacombs again. So, and this time it's a legit thing. So yeah. What else should I talk about? I watched a video today of someone that I rarely watch. I don't really watch him. Review Tech USA. I don't really watch Review Tech USA. It's not the fact that I don't like him or anything. I have no vendetta against him. You know, I mean, some people do. He gets a lot of hate. I don't understand that. I mean, you know what I mean? He just sits in front of the camera and talks. Same thing that I do, you know, but the only difference is they don't make an LP out of it. He does the same stuff that I do, pretty much. But I don't know, I mean, maybe it's because he's an ass in some things, or he's an ass because he's honest about things, but it's just one man, it's just his opinion, in my opinion. You know, I mean, he gives his opinion. It's not a popular opinion, but it's an opinion nonetheless. That's all it really is an opinion. And I'm not defending Review Tech, because honestly, I don't watch enough of him to defend him. You know what I mean? If it was Boogie, I'd be all over that. Be like, dude, this guy is this guy is awesome, this guy is amazing. Yeah, I mean, and then there's always got to be that one dickhead that points out the obvious with Boogie, which I'm not even going to get started on the Boogie haters. Seriously. They don't like somebody for the dumbest reasons, but I'm not going to get onto that. I'm not going to get onto that. I'm not going to get started on that. I'm just going to behave myself and fail at Gauntlet. So that's pretty much it. But yeah, so I finally, as of last week, I finally watched Deadpool. I'm gonna be honest with you here. It's not a very popular opinion. Well, actually, it is a very popular opinion. But I honestly can't find anything wrong with that movie. That's the first Marvel movie I got into in a while, and I'm not really into the whole superhero things, you know. I'm not into like Spider-Man and you know, and stuff like that. I watched the original Spider-Man, which, not to be confused with the Amazing Spider-Man, which was not that good of a movie, and honestly, it wasn't. A lot of people are saying that it's nothing compared to Tobey Maguire, which Tobey Maguire had his problems too. I can't really take him seriously as the Peter Parker gimmick, and I can't really take him seriously as a superhero in general. I can't. I mean, even in the original, like, even when the Tobey Maguire version of Spider-Man, I couldn't take him seriously. I really couldn't. Like, I wasn't feeling him at all. I was feeling Kirsten Dunst as, Mary Jane, but I was not feeling Tobey Maguire at all as Spider-Man. And I mean, the first one was great. I enjoyed the first one. I mean, it really fit him. The second one is starting to get in. I was just thinking to myself, what am I watching here? Why am I watching this? The second one was okay. It was pretty much the first one is all it was. The only difference was the bad guy. It was the first one. If you think about it, you know it's true. I know it seems like I'm shitting on a lot of things today, but to be honest, it's just the Ghostbusters stuff. I don't think it's going to be that good. And the Spider-Man movies were okay for what it's worth, for what they were worth. You know, they were okay. For what they were worth. Excuse me, I sneezed. But yeah, for what they were worth, man. For what they were worth, even for their time. But me personally, I just could not get into them. Oh no, please don't die. I do not want to end this episode with him dying. That would be really bad. A bad start. A bad everything. False start. Defense. Nice. Cool. Nice. But yeah, that's pretty much, I just pretty much use this time to just talk to you guys about that and how I feel on a lot of things. But yeah, like I was saying about Deadpool, I really enjoyed Deadpool. I did. I haven't enjoyed anything like that since Blade, and Blade was good. The new Fantastic movie, 4 movie. Oh my god, I'm not even gonna get started on that shit. Okay, how do I explain this without sounding too much like a dick? A bigger dick than I already sound. I didn't think it was too bad. Okay, it wasn't too bad. Okay, how do I explain this? It wasn't as bad as people were saying it was. It was worse than what people were saying it was. I watched that movie for free, pirated it, and I felt like I was ripped off. I watched it for free. I pirated that shit because I didn't even want to go buy that movie. I didn't even want to invest anything into it. And I felt like they just ripped me off of some money. Like, what the fuck is your problem? What were you guys thinking? I mean, yeah, a lot of people were saying the Ghostbusters movie was bad. It's going to be bad. Really? Is it going to be any worse than Fantastic Four? Let's be honest. I mean, I think it's just the presentation that's just being bad. That's just bad overall. You know, the presentation, they really need to work on that. You know what I mean? If they presented it better, it doesn't, then it would have worked. But one more time on the whole Ghostbusters thing, you know, it doesn't matter how many trailers they do of it now, there's no saving it. But we've already came to that conclusion. But anyway, enough is enough about that. Like I was saying about Marvel movies, I actually do not mind. There's let's see, what other Marvel movies do I get into? I hated the freaking, I really hated that Fantastic Four movie. I really hated that movie. I actually didn't mind I loved the first Spider-Man movie, the Tobey Maguire version of it, but I didn't like Spider-Man 2 as much. I felt like I was watching the first one again. I haven't watched the third one. I will eventually watch the third one. I heard that was the best one and the longest one of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man one. You know which superhero I feel they just can't do correctly? Superman. I mean, how do you put on screen someone who has every power? I mean, how do you? Be honest here. I know how to beat this boss, by the way. What you gotta do is you gotta make him come over here. Yep, so that. So this is going to be a minute because he's trying to figure out how to do this. He hasn't figured out how to do this. I know how to do it. What you do is you get him over here. Yep. Just like that. So this'll wrap up this episode, guys. After we kill this boss, it's going to be a while. So this one's going to be a minute, so I maybe should have waited until the next episode to do this one. But, you know, I figured, you know, I'm here, I'm talking about whatever comes to mind. I'm trying to defend something that I really shouldn't be defending. Like the ghost, like I don't really talk. Okay, the reason I wanted to mention about the Ghostbusters thing a while ago. Yeah, I wanted to mention about the Ghostbusters thing in the last episode, but to be honest, I didn't want to deal with the drama because that's not what my channel's about. I'm not about drama, and I'm not one of those drama channels. I don't want to be one of those drama channels. So that's pretty much it. There's nothing else to say about that. Alright, so yeah, I didn't want to do that, but I'm kind of hoping that this doesn't stir up a lot of drama because I'm not really into that. Like I said, I don't like all that. I don't like all that BS. I used to be a part of that too. That's the thing. I used to be all about that. I used to think, hey, that's a good way to get attention. But I got attention all right. The wrong kind of attention. And I am not all about that attention, man. But thing is, I was never about that drama either. Even when I was a part of that, I never wanted to be a part of that. But I felt, you know, I was never strong enough to say no. You know, I thought that was okay. I didn't realize I was part of it, though. That's the thing. You know, it's very complicated to explain. Very complicated to explain. You know, it's one of those things where you used to be friends with somebody, and then they got you wrapped up in a bunch of BS. You know, that kind of stuff. When I used to be in like clans and stuff, and I'm no longer in that anymore because clans are nothing like they used to be. They are not at all. They are nothing like they used to be. I'm glad I retired from that. The clan stuff, that's the main thing. That's the main thing. That's where all the drama came from me. To me. I mean, from me and to me. That's where it all came from. Not too sure if that counts as the same thing, like what's going on with Leafy and stuff like that, which I'm not going to even comment on that, because you know why? I'm not going to comment on that because I know nothing about that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to comment on Leafy or anything like that, so you're never going to hear me hardly mention anything about Leafy or Toby or Turner or anything like that, because that's something I legitimately know absolutely nothing about. So I can't comment on that. Like the Ghostbusters thing, that's something I actually do know about because I've heard so much about it. But like I said, the Leafy thing, you would not hear me mention about that. If you want to hear something about that, I could recommend a channel for you to go and watch everything about that and all the drama stuff. You could just go to Keemstar, because that's where pretty much you could find all the drama and stuff. But I'm not part of that. I don't want to be part of that. You know, if I ever get tagged in something like that, I would probably delete it, because I would probably block whoever gets me into that, and I would probably delete that, because I don't want to be part of that. I don't ever want to be part of any of that, because that's not what I want to build my foundation on. That's not what I'm going to make my career off of. I don't. I really don't. Because, I mean, I'm not really into that, honestly. I'm not. Alright, so I'm babbling because I honestly don't have anything to talk about. So I hope that kind of helps a little bit, and I hope that clears up anything on how I feel about things and stuff like that. So that's pretty much where I stand. So you guys heard what I thought about the Ghostbuster stuff. I started talking about Marvel, and then I got sidetracked. Again, like usual. Alright, so this boss is going to take a long time. So, what we're going to do is, if we die here, which I think we're in danger of doing. If we do, we're going to just call it an episode here. So, that's what we're going to do. We're going to call it an episode here if we die. We're going to kill this boss, and this will be the end. Well, if we die here, we're going to call it an episode. If we kill this boss, we're going to call it an episode. That's what I'm trying to say. But I keep getting fucked up on my words. But yeah, like I said, I gave you my opinion on the Ghostbusters thing. It's not sexist if you just don't like something. And I gave you the opinion on Deadpool. It's great. It is worth all the hype. And I gave you my opinion on the Fantastic Four movie, which I hated it. It actually made me appreciate Rise of the Silver Surfer a lot more. And I'm not even joking. Speaking of freaking, like, all that stuff, sorry about the ear rape. Speaking of, like, Marvel stuff, you know what Marvel character I wish they would actually get right with? The Incredible Hulk. That's who. They need to really get right with him, because I don't think they do him justice. The comic books are great, man. The comic books are awesome. I mean, but they just can't get him correct in the movies, just like with Superman. You know, they just can't do it. It's like with him, it's like that. It's like, dude. Yeah, it's like with him. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my thoughts together here, but yeah, it's like, dude. Superman can't get right on DC's portion of it, and you can't get right with the Incredible Hulk. Now, my thoughts on Iron Man, I really am not interested in that. I understand where they're coming from. You know what I mean? I understand what they're doing with it and everything. But, I mean, it's full of story. It's a great story. I enjoy the story. I do. I really do. But it's just not really my cup of tea. I'm not personally. It's all about personal preference with that movie. And I'm just not. I never really was an Iron Man fan anyway. I really wasn't. Even before the movies and stuff started coming out, I really wasn't a fan of the comic books. I mean, or nothing like that. I've read a few, but I never really was into him. I just couldn't get into him. I can't get into Iron Man. I can't. So, but on that note, we're going to continue this conversation on the next episode. So this is Busted Boy 46 signing off, saying game on, rock out, stay frosty. I was all over the place with the conversations, but I'll try to get on track next episode. Later.